Hey everyone, it is June 25th, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got the 4-hour chart of Bitcoin, BTC, USD on the Bitfinex exchange. So the video is not investment advice. It's done for educational purposes only. We saw a decent run form in Bitcoin from yesterday into today, and we've had a nice sustained increase in volume. So price and volume are going in the same direction. This is all very good. However, we're about to meet some resistance lines, and the major resistance is going to be under this base. So what was support is now resistance. If Bitcoin starts to head toward the 6,400 mark and cannot break through, or it does break through and looks very lackluster like we've seen in the past, like something like this, we break through and then just flounder around and basically like mopey and just drop out, then obviously we know what's going to happen, right? Same thing here. Busted through, looked like it was with conviction, boom, right back down, floundering around, drop off a cliff, right? I talked about a bear flag forming yet once again. We're still within the constraints of a bear flag, depending on what happens here. If we continue to bust up and through the outside of this downtrend line, meaning we smash through 6,400 and then smash through about the 6,800 zone right here, which is going to be the next level of resistance, then obviously something is changing, but we need sustained volume in that move. If we start seeing this price rise, volume dropping out, then we know what this is, just a bigger guppy rally to sucker in traders, get big money out, and then boom, we break down. Now, what I've seen in over a decade of trading, or about a decade of trading, is that when an asset breaks to a new low for the year, right? We're looking at a big time frame of price. We've seen a lot of price action. We've seen a lot of stuff going on in the market. When you start breaking to new lows, it's typically a very, very, very bad sign. I do not know one off the top of my head to where it was a positive sign and it became a buying opportunity. Instead, it looks like just a dead cat bounce at the moment. So what I could say from my previous history and from doing this for so long is that you need to exercise caution. A lot of people are going to start calling for the bottom here. I imagine the YouTube videos and like the articles and CNBC and the rest of the mainstream media are probably going to hype this up. This is a buying opportunity. If that happens, run the other way. If the devil starts telling you it's a good buying opportunity, exercise caution, right? Especially if you see the mainstream media hyping it up. Oh man, definitely exercise caution. But at the same token too, we're kind of seeing this dwindling in price action. I know I talk about this a lot, but I feel like I have to talk about this almost every single day because the moment I don't, everyone's going to forget about it and throw it out the window. So we're seeing the dwindling in price action. We're seeing price move horizontally, okay? Which is okay as long as we can maintain this zone within this realm. We could be forming a base for potentially a bull market to rise from, but it's going to take time. So again, there's going to be money to be made, but the moves to the upside will get smaller and smaller and smaller as we see. People are fighting for a few percent, maybe a max of 5% in Bitcoin. The alts obviously do something completely different and can have much more upside and much more downside, right? It's a double-edged sword with the alts. But we're seeing a real struggle versus what we were seeing back in February, March, and then obviously prior to that. So that's why I draw those arches, is just to depict what is occurring in this market between buyers and sellers. Smaller and smaller moves, which means we're moving more horizontally, which also means there's going to be more volatility too. And as we build out, if we can start to build somewhere in this range, and maybe this is the real low, right? We're not going to know. We're not going to know for some time yet. There's still some key areas that need to be broken, and price needs to sustain trading along with sustained volume. None of that coming in and then immediately coming right back out crap. We need a nice sustained increase in price and volume to form a nice base, and then eventually we could rise from the ashes and then progress our way upward, eventually rivaling 11,700, 20,000, and so forth, right? So I don't make these videos like I'm trying to talk about like the end of the world, Bitcoin's crap, it's going to zero, blah, 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 anything like that. I'm just trying to talk to everybody from a logical standpoint and something that I've seen reoccur in the past in Bitcoin, where we see these big bars form and we all know the aftermath after that, right? It's like a hamster in a wheel. Same thing over and over and over again. That's exactly what we're seeing in this market. So, the only thing I can leave everybody with at this moment is just exercise some caution. We'll see what happens as we near the resistance line. We have a downtrend resistance line, which is a soft downtrend resistance line. It's just there to show the selling pressure in this market. And then we have our major resistance, which is going to be right here, which is the bottom of the 6,400 base. So until those lines are broken, I can't really talk about any upside figures. And if we do not break those lines and we head down, then obviously we're going to break this low. I think we'll definitely break this low right here, which the low on Bitfinex was 57.55. So I do think we'll break that and then move down lower into the lower 5 range and maybe find a base in there, finding potentially these buyers in this area to sustain price at this level. And if they move and they're not there, if we do come back down, then obviously we progress lower because now our safety net at this range is now gone. So hopefully all that makes sense. But again, just to reiterate it one more time, use caution. We're seeing a reoccurring theme in Bitcoin. The only positive thing at this time is the increase in volume. The question is, does it stay or does it go? If it goes, then it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out where it's going to go next. Price will follow volume. If volume's going down and price is going up, it's only a matter of time for price to come down. So I hope everybody has a great day, great night. If you like the videos, you like the content, please like, comment, subscribe, follow. I thank everybody for their time and support. I know some of these videos can get a little long-winded, but I just try to download, my history of trading professionally and just trading for myself into people's minds and everything that I've learned. That's the whole purpose of this YouTube channel, is just to share the information. I'm not always going to call it right. Don't expect that. Don't expect anybody to always call it right. And but I tried to give a fair analysis for everybody. Every single day I come here and I just try to talk logically to everybody. There's no hype. I'm not going to talk about 20,000, 50,000 or some of the crazy numbers, or even, in the reverse, right? 4,000, 3,000, 2,000. I'm not talking about anything like that. We're just taking it day by day. That's what these videos are. And we're trying to look at it from a logical standpoint so people are not trading on hype. You start trading on hype, you start trading on gigantic figures to the upside or extremely small figures to the downside, like you're guaranteed, you're going to make stupid decisions and it's going to absolutely wreck you. So that's why I say exercise caution. At this moment, we look like we're almost repeating a similar pattern, so you have to be safe. You have to play it safe. So that's it. If you haven't joined the Slack channel too, there's over 350 members, people all across the globe in there. Everyone's extremely friendly. Not everyone's active all the time. Sometimes, it gets a little hot and then it kind of simmers down, but it's just a really nice community to be a part of. It's absolutely free to join. You can go to my site, geometriccharts.com. At the bottom, there's a link to my social media accounts and my Slack channel there. Just click on it, you'll join the channel, and then my social media accounts too there. If you want something more in depth, like where I talk about certain price points, stops, entries, etc., I do that for my subscribers over at geometriccharts.com, and they're a wonderful group as well. Everything has been absolutely wonderful. It really has. So again, I really thank everybody for their time, for their support. It's just been a blessing across the board, from YouTube to the Slack channel to the paid Slack channel. Everything's been a real blessing, and I really, really thank everybody. I know I don't get back to everybody on their comments, but I try to come back and like them, or I try to comment back when I do have time. And, again, I thank you. And if I do not get back to you or I do not like your comment, do not take that as a form of disrespect. I definitely value your time and I value your support.